Hey everybody, Marc Evans here from the Greater Ottawa Group, and today on the BurbLife I'm going to talk to you about how the suburbs came to be. So back in the day, there was no suburbs. We had little villages here and there. We had central hub communities where there was local mom and pop shops. Everything was close to local transportation, literally like around the train stops and whatnot. But something happened at a certain point in time where all of that changed. What happened was war, more specifically the end of the war. At the end of World War II, we had a ton of vets that were coming back home, and they were getting back with their wives. They wanted to have families. Everyone wanted to live the dream and have 2 kids, a big house, a yard, and a white picket fence. 3 specific things happened. Okay, so the first thing was the issuance of long-term mortgages. The government came out and said, you know what, you get a house, you get a house. They went Oprah on them. You get a house, you get a house, you get a house. We're going to give you long-term mortgages, which is essentially a debt that's going to follow you around for life. That's what a mortgage means. Mort in French is death, and a gauge is to gauge your life until you die. It's a mortgage for life. So that was the first thing. The second thing that happened was the widespread adoption of the automobile. As I described earlier, there used to be small villages here and there, and everything was kind of localized and centralized. With the widespread adoption of the automobile, we had people starting to not need to be close to transit stops. They started to be able to drive to work and drive to central community stations and transportation stops. And the suburbs started expanding, getting further and further and further. Distance was measured in time, not kilometers anymore. How long does it take you to get here and there? And the quicker the transportation, the longer the distance, didn't make a difference. Finally, the third thing that happened was single-use zoning laws came into effect. Essentially, the government started carving out land and saying, this is where single-family homes go, this is where townhomes go, this is where apartments go. And you started having like-minded people in the same situations going to the same exact areas and building what some people call cookie-cutter neighborhoods, but you can also just say you're around people like you, and who doesn't like that? So that's it, guys. That's 3 ways that the suburbs came to be. I hope you enjoyed this first part on the BurbLife, and stay tuned for more great info. As always, like, comment, and share. I'll see you next week.